Hello, everybody. So this is just I'm giving the current progress on the project, just kind of showing what features are currently available. I'm switching to writing for March because I think that the idea that I have surrounding the Turing thing that I want to make or the Turing paper I want to make, is starting to mature, and I now have the energy and resources to actually research it, right? So in the meantime, I worked on developing more of this game engine, and it's going around pretty well, honestly, considering that half of February I basically didn't do anything because I was just so tired and dissociated. So yeah, let's just kind of go through what we have here. Some of this is already stuff I've gone over, but I'm just going over it again as just kind of a showcase of where we are at right now. So this is the title screen. So this screen doesn't actually do anything yet. It's just demonstrating the UI. But yeah, there's that. We'll go over options later. We have the game credits, so you can just view the credits. Right now it's just a test, but I am filling in a couple things as they come along, just plugins mostly. Quick game, I'm not going to show that. And then we'll go to new game, because options is available also in this format, right? So the first thing it will do is it will tell you your location. There's like a little UI element that just kind of shows you your location whenever it gets updated. So you can see movements working. Let me check my checklist. Give me 1 second. All right. So let's go over the options now that we're in the overworld. That's the options. Here's the options, right? So I'm not going to show any options that change like resolution because that's not really going to show in the video. But these change the resolution of the thing. You can turn off optional shaders. This won't turn off shaders that are used for like accessibility or like color changing and stuff, but it will turn off like effects that, you know, are like optional. Like this turned off the VHS shader or whatever, right? So we got that. You can adjust volume of like everything in the game. You can also adjust the pitch, which is quite interesting. Some people actually really enjoy to have higher or lower pitches for certain sound effects for various reasons. So this is just the bindings. I actually haven't checked this in a while. This should work, but I haven't tested it, so I don't really want to show it off right now. Menus. This is something I've done quite a bit of work on. So we already had animate and details. So like we can turn off the information, the extra information, instructions and stuff if you find those kind of like take up too much room. You can also turn off the animation. But what's cool is that now we can change the color of UI boxes that are used in the overworld and for various like cinema features. So we'll just change this for now to kind of demonstrate it later. You'll see it later. All right, and we can also change UI scaling. I'm just going to leave it at max because there's a couple elements that I haven't completed yet with UI scaling, but whatever. All right, so this also shows us how text boxes can also be modified. And what's cool about this is it shows a preview whenever we change a setting. So for example, if we do this, so you can change like the speed right now, and you can also change whether or not it displays an animation. So we'll just turn off animations for now. Now here's the accessibility features. We have high contrast. We have inverted UI. There's a delay in triggering the inverted UI because this can actually cause a flashing bug if you move it too fast. So there's a little bit of a delay. You can reduce motion. So this also disables some shaders, but it also disables like animations, and like it makes scrolling like not scrolling. It makes it so that you tab through pages instead of scrolling like on the credit sequence we had earlier. Outline, you can turn on the outlines on the characters like that. We can also change the outline color, just like how we could change the color on the menus. So like if, let's say we wanted like a red outline, we can do that. No problem. I'll turn those off for now though. We can also modify sounds related to various accessibility sounds. So I'm going to turn on the environmental sound effects because this will be demonstrating something later in the... And I'll also turn this up as well. And then this feature basically makes it so that if you have to hold down a button, you can just toggle it on and off. So like some people have motor disabilities that make it hard for them to hold a button down or, you know, have a lot of pressure. So this can toggle that on or off. This is the screen reader. So I'll just go over this. This enables it. This would change the volume, pitch, speed, voice, verbosity. So like, for example, when you have it in verbose mode, it reads off what each element is. So it will say something like the text of the button, and then it will say button afterwards. Verbose, if you turn that off, it turns that off. And this is a feature that I might end up actually removing because I don't use it. So those are all the options so far. There will probably be more in the future. Let's show off the text boxes. So here are the NPCs. So notice how it just displays it instantly because of that option we selected, and it also displays the the color changes as well. And these are the same NPC. They don't say anything different. But we can also approach this wall. Hear that? That is a sound effect that announces that you're approaching a wall. Now, that's not the sound effect I'm probably going to go with because it's kind of low and jaggedy. But we'll work with the sound design to figure out what works best. But as you can tell, as I rotate around it, it changes the sound. One feature that I might be adding when I come back to this is actually announcing what collision is detected optionally to a blind user. So like, for example, it might say like, oh, front collision, back collision, front collision, back collision. And there's a few other features I can add to the detection that I haven't yet. So for example, one that I usually add that I haven't added yet is hallway detector, right? So like it can detect, hear that gap? That may not be an easy to detect gap for some users. So usually what I would do is I would add like a sound effect or an indication that a hallway has been discovered. It's usually called hallway because that's usually what it's used for. So let's go over what it looks like with a screen reader now.
On screen reader choice, toggle screen reader options access.
Okay.
As low talks like this, while fast talk like this. Text box.
So one thing that we can do is that we can actually like look at the different parts of the text box with the screen reader.
A man with curly brown hair and glasses wearing a black shirt and white scarf. Portrait. Random object title. As low talks like this, while fast talk like this. Text box. Test.
And when you move up to these objects, they will read the name of the NPC.
Test. Test.
Pretty cool. Finally, we also have something I call FPS mode. Now, if you go into the FPS mode, you can, excuse me, you can look at the world in a first-person perspective.
The random object is about 7 meters away. It is 14 degrees to the left from your facing angle. Text box.
So when you go and look in the first-person mode, you can actually look at what objects are there, and they can tell you a little bit of information about them. The collision for this is a little bit finicky. I'm going to try to improve it over time, but the core functionality is there.
The object is about 6 meters away. Text.
We can also analyze our view.
Bottom.
Oh, that's right. I haven't assigned any groups to them. So if there were groups assigned to these objects, I could just like look at them in a group, but I forgot to assign them to groups. But yeah, and we can just face forward if we need to. I believe.
On screen reader button. On screen reader option can some graph of high contrast choice.
Oh, I have reduced motion on. That's why it doesn't do the panning. So if I don't have reduced motion on, see, that's part of what reduced motion does. You can probably see.
Graphical settings for accessibility.
You can probably see how that's pretty much invaluable to somebody who has like migraines or something. All right. So I demonstrated the NPCs and the other screen reader
Graphics
stuff.
button. Adjust graphical settings for function. Screen reader choice. Screen reader
I'm
choice.
going to turn off the screen reader, and now I'm just going to talk about object chunk loading, which is not really something I can show off, but it's really important in order for this game to work. So the terrain is actually stored as chunks, and it's generated from a terrain generator program, basically, right? Currently, I'm just using waves to generate the terrain, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to eventually turn GeoTIFF data into a I'm going to turn GeoTIFF data into image maps, image height maps, and then just get the height maps of Boston loaded into the game. I just haven't gotten around to it because I've been focusing more on function right now. But part of this is that it does not load objects. You have to do the object loading for chunks manually. So when I move far, far, far away, and I mean far, far away, it has to be like about 200 units, it will actually unload those objects from memory. And basically it will just stream the objects. So now it should be unloaded, so we'll go back. But basically, it will stream the objects in and out of memory based on, like, how far away you are from them. And they are stored in files. And it's really cool because this will allow me to basically populate the entire city with objects and just have it streamed in. So currently, we only have one chunk that loads objects. But as you can see, it loads it just perfectly fine. It loads not just the NPCs, but also that wall. So, like, for example, I can go here. Oh, yeah, there's also that bonk sound. So, like, if I walk into something and I stay in place... Oh, it doesn't work. I broke it. Oh, well, it's early in development, so there's the bonk sound. You can't hear it very well because you can already hear the collision sound, but... Oh, well. Anyways, I just wanted to provide an update on the development. Like I said, I'm going to be shifting gears. I'm going to be working on writing for the next month. I want to get a video out, hopefully by the 30th. That's kind of like my goal. All right. See ya.